Welcome back for session 5 already of Curse of Strahd. Sparrow, and I'm drawing a blank on names. This is how often we need to play.
Ember.
Thank you, Ember. I kept trying to say Serene in my brain. I'm like, that's just not right. So if you two could do your conjointed recap of what events transpired last session, this would be the day.
Roll your clip notes if you're still offering.
All right, I've got my Cliff's Notes ready. So we have our wonderful welcome to Barovia field trip. We arrived in town and were greeted by the lovely sounds of mournful sobbing in the distance. And we kept seeing hooded figures kind of flitting around the town. We came to discover these were ghosts. We went to a shop where we learned that there is a woman named Mary who is notably mad and missing a child, as many people in town seem to be. We had also come across a woman named Morgantha selling dream pastries for 100 gold apiece and collecting children as payment. She seemed to have one with her, but we didn't call her out on it because we are amazing people. We met 3 sisters in the Blood of the Vine Tavern and had to play some nice parlor tricks to get into said tavern. We were advised to not go outside after dark, so we are staying currently in the tavern, where we enjoyed some nice blue hopped scotch, which was quite delicious. We also met a lovely man who has given us a lovely quest should we choose to accept it. And right now we're just waiting for the night to pass. Those are my Cliff's Notes. Ember, add?
That's great. Ember and Serene did take a small but largely inconclusive fact-finding mission of following the Morgantha with her stolen children over to the big giant house with demonic gargoyles, but did not end up entering said house and return to the tavern to rejoin their friends.
Beautiful. Alright, well, we will start where we left off with a long rest, so y'all can do a long rest on your character sheets, and we will begin the next morning. As you're all lying in bed, can I get all of you to please roll a perception?
As Darmyl is a morning person, that is a 7. Because he's not a morning person, he is rock.
I got a nat 20.
Beautiful.
So 23.
Right.
I got a nat 1.
Alright, well, Darmyl and Sparrow, you are sleeping in a teeny bit here. Shepherd and Ember, you both, from your bed and comfort of the security of your confined rooms, hear the sounds of swords banging against each other as though fighting is occurring on the other side of your doors.
Cool. Great. I'm going to move closer to the door and listen. Can I tell how many swords?
2, yes.
2 swords. I want to go check this out. So I'm going to leave my room.
All right. Across the tavern from you, towards the entrance, you see Mirabelle, as you recognize from the night before, and one of her sisters are fighting in a very kind of cutthroat kind of way, slashing at each other with swords. punching each other, using kicks to try to topple their opponent.
That's interesting. I'm gonna kind of come on over this way and see what they're up to. I'm just gonna stand here and watch.
All right. They both appear to be sweating from their exercise, so to speak, but neither of them seems to have sustained any permanent type damage.
Do they look angry at all, or are they
They
just...
are wearing face masks that cover all but their eyes. Do you want to try to see if you can perceive if their eyes look angry?
Yeah, essentially I want to be able to tell if they are just
Sparring or trying to kill each other?
Yes.
Okay, roll an insight.
Oh, insight. Okay. Sorry, I rolled the wrong one.
No worries.
That's even worse. I have a 6, so I can't tell crap.
No, humans on their ways, my man. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
They're an enigma.
Ember. You're seeing the same thing as you exit your room as well. They're kind of like starting to get more vocal and yelling at each other. Like your mother is a blah blah blah. Insert really derogatory thing here that I don't want to say on a recording. Things of that nature at each other as they take cheap shots at one another. Kicking behind the legs to see if they can get the other to topple over. Doing like fake outs and stuff to throw a punch where a sword ought to be. Fighting very dirtily with each other.
Look around and see how all the other bar patrons are reacting, and is there anyone standing there that I can ask if this is typical of the sisters?
Everyone around the bar is just kind of minding their own business and doing their thing.
Got it. Can I sidle up and sort of ask, like, are they always like this?
Oh, them? Are you asking the bartender or the crazy sister?
Ooh, let's go with the crazy sister. That seems like more fun.
Okay. They are as predictable as they are predictable, but it is not as predictable as fire. Fire is much better and much less predictable than those two.
Thank you, Sorbia. That's so helpful. Excellent. How about you, Barkeep? Is this typical behavior for your patrons?
I wouldn't go as far as typical behavior, but, it's an ongoing argument, so, eventually they'll settle their differences.
What are they fighting over?
The rights to the tavern, the rights to the running of the business, doing how they see fit. Mirabelle, obviously, is the superior fighter, in my opinion. However, she is too just in her fighting and does not take as many cheap shots as she should to be really a truly victorious individual in the lands here at Barovia.
Well, it's clear you think there's one rightful winner in this argument.
Yes, whoever brings in more coin, of course.
A wise position for a barkeep. Based on learning that this is apparently not unusual, I am going to just watch and not jump into the fray.
At about this time is when the other two in bed will start to groggily wake up, naturally from the lack of sound to wake you an alarm. You're just waking up very naturally in bed now, as you do.
Sparrow will just shake his head out of his meditation, collect his trusty hand axe, and step out into the world.
Yeah. Darmyl looks groggily back at his bed, strongly considers just going back to bed, but shakes it off, puts his armor on, and heads out to just try to see what food we can find.
So you exit your rooms in a normal fashion normally, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I assume I don't. I'm assuming at most I hear like a normal hubbub at this point,
Yeah.
and just kind of come out of the door, and then as I look around the room, likely see that
Yeah.
something
Yep.
interesting is happening.
Yeah, that is a very good synopsis, yes.
So I just kind of
Sparrow, why don't you go ahead?
Sparrow is completely unbothered by the two sisters fighting, and is just going to saunter over to hang out by Ember.
Okay. Darmyl?
I see Shep over there, and I just start to head over, see what they're looking at, because probably pretty neat. And as I come over and notice it's Mirabelle, I think back to our interactions over the last evening, and have a level of interest of my own.
Well, thankfully you're not a distraction to her since her back is to you. Advantage, yes.
I don't think it would matter if her back was not to me either.
Marvelous. Anything else you guys want to do at the moment while this is ongoing?
Just continue to look on, I think, and
I'm curious how squishy people fight.
all right, so I'm gonna have Ember. Can you roll me a d20, please?
9.
Ember?
That was a 9.
Thank you. Marvelous. So, as the fighting is ongoing and you're all getting a beautiful show, Alenka does a really low side swipe of her foot and trips Mirabelle over and gets her, and Mirabelle falls prone to the floor, and Alenka holds the tip of the sword she's holding right at Mirabelle's throat, and says, "This is not the last time I'll win, and it's not the first time I've won. We will settle this another day when we have less of an audience." And sheathes her weapon and storms off.
As that happens, I go to help Mirabelle up, just sort of extend an arm and like, that looked rough.
She'll accept your assistance. Yes, it's been many a morning. I've woken up to a sword in my face. She at least has the honor to not slice my throat at night as I sleep.
That would be a lot more efficient.
Right.
What were y'all fighting over?
You see, it's my humblest of beliefs that while the world is as shit as it is, we can always maintain a tavern business and offer people a place to rest their weary heads, and to create relationships and build rapport with those around us. However, Alenka believes we should kill the floorboards, knock all the walls down, and turn this into a hot spring bath resort. To what end, I can't imagine. Personal use is my guess.
What does she see in the hot springs that makes them such a draw?
Something about naked men who fight a lot. I don't really understand the point.
And how long have you been fighting about this?
Longer than I can recall.
Does Alenka always win, or do you sometimes prevail?
If I have more motivation, I win some of them.
Is there any tips I can give you that could help you in the future?
Do you know how to wield a great axe?
I do, in fact, believe, I think, that probably, because that, I think, is
A heavy
martial.
weapon? Yeah. You have
Darmyl
Marshall?
flirting?
I think this is Darmyl flirting. It's really hard for Maribel to tell.
Darmyl thinks he's flirting too, but he's only sort of sure. Yeah, great axe. And I grab my warhammer and I go, yeah.
Yeah, if you can show me how to hold it in two hands just like that, I think I'd have a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it definitely ups the amount of damage I do when I use it with two hands.
Perfect. Yes, maybe I'll come by your chambers later, if you're still in town.
Sounds great. So
can I get you and yours some food? I'm
yeah.
sure you're hungry after a long night's rest. With all of the, I'm hopeful you managed to get some rest with the sounds of the screaming of hordes of undead outside.
I've had worse. Yeah, no, some food sounds absolutely excellent. Hey, yo, we've got some, come grab a seat. We've got some food coming.
Yeah, so she does appear to be flustered and hurries off. Can't imagine why she's flustered.
I'm chuckling because that was amusing human interactions.
Wait, we're sitting at the already occupied table?
Of course,
Why not?
Why not?
Hello. Hello, friend. Stranger.
Stranger indeed. Hello. Can I help you?
Just thought we'd grab some company for breakfast. How are you, good sir?
Ever so great. Thank you. I'm gonna roll. Yeah. So he kind of looks you all over, and against his better judgment, decides you're all very trustworthy individuals, and he'll accept your company. Yes, you see, I've just come in this morning with a traveling caravan.
Where are you in from?
I'm from a really wonderful place called Serpool.
Where's their pool?
It's an encampment, so it moves. It's usually anywhere where there's water, and for some reason we picked this godforsaken town, because there's evidently water here somewhere.
Well, there's water in those rooms over there.
Underground springs hardly constitutes a flowing river under the great blue sky, well, gray sky above.
Well, you didn't specify what type of water.
I apologize, stranger. That is my own bad forthwithedness.
So, anyway, my name is Shepherd.
Ah, so you must tend to this flock that you travel with.
Not quite what I would say, but sure. And your name?
The illusionist is what I go by.
Okay.
Yes, have you ever seen this cool trick? And he just kind of like whips his hand out in front of you, palm up, and then like there's like just a cute little marionette, like ghost wispiness dancing in his hands as though puppeteered by another invisible hand. The marionette is like of a skeleton dancing in an ironic sense.
Darmyl is enraptured.
As is Sparrow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yes, anyone can learn how to do this with some practice. Just most people won't practice because it requires practice. You know what I mean?
when Darmyl hears anyone, his eyes get huge. Anyone?
Anyone with magic running through their veins. Yes, anyone. But not just any magic, specific types of magic. Anyone.
What type of magic?
Typically illusion magic.
Any spell I choose to cast right now is a very bad outcome. So Darmyl just goes, just sets in his mind a new item on his life to-do list.
Does sound interesting.
Well, for the sake of illusion craft, I'm going to just cast a little druid craft. And I'm just gonna make a puff of wind sort of blow the marionette harmlessly from the strings.
Oh. He's a little surprised by you, and his image disappears in his hand as he looks at you in kind of awe and wonder. What are you?
An adventurer.
I've never met one with your visage before. I'm sorry I didn't notice you there directly across the table from me. Your large companion at the end of the table is so unique to gaze upon, but you're just a sight for sad eyes.
Yes, the sadder the better, I've been told.
Upon hearing large companion, you see Darmyl just flex a little bit.
Okay, he doesn't notice. Mirabelle comes over and interrupts. So thank you, Mr. Darmyl, for your patience. I have brought you breakfast. We have recently slain your food and prepared it in the best and most customary way in the land of our people. And I give you deep-fried chicken rotisserie. You spin it on a spit, and then you deep fry it, and then you spin it on a spit. It's nice and crispy.
Char.
Very, very char. At least it's not like, black in color from burned.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else I can get you at all?
I mean, I'd either take a coffee or if not that, one of those blue hopscotch seems like a great way to start the day.
Yes, coffee would be a good way to start the day. She hurries away, does come back immediately with goblets of coffee for each of you.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Illusionist, yes, your coffee as well, sir. It's such an honor to have you back in our humble tavern, even though you really don't seem to remember any of us. It's still just a pleasure to see you a second time.
You been here before?
Nope, first time. Never traveled through this hellhole in my life.
Why do they think you've been here before?
It's probably some other, the illusionist or something.
Mm-hmm.
More than one of you running around?
No, I'm the only the illusionist, unless you're a copycat.
Where were you before this?
Have you heard of Lake Zerovich before?
Sure haven't.
I'm from there. That's where I was before this.
And you said your caravan came here for water? Were you journeying anywhere in particular?
Yes. We were heading to find this old hag.
An old hag? What for?
To pay our respects to her business endeavors. Yes, that.
Do perhaps perceive that the illusionist is uncomfortable and or lying?
Yeah, you can roll an insight on that.
14.
That will not give you enough insight. So he seems to be telling the truth to you, at least. He's an honest folk.
Huh.
When
So many nice,
he
honest folk in this town.
when he starts talking about the old lady and gets very lie, Darmyl's also very interested in trying to figure out if this guy's on the level.
Okay.
It's nat 20.
Disgusting. Yeah, he is squirming in his seat.
So,
Nat 20.
so are you in the dream pastry business?
He pauses, looks briefly horrified. Yes, we are affiliated with that individual.
Are you upstream or downstream of this operation?
He looks puzzled.
Are you a supplier or a receiver?
A little of A and a little of B. Or it's not really like that per se. We have an arrangement, you see.
More of a partnership.
You could say that.
Darmyl at this point is looking around the table, hoping someone jumps in because he's thrown all of the business terms he knows and has ever overheard in his entire life at this point in the blacksmithing business. That was it. So he just starts kind of stammering about profits, and hoping someone's having an idea.
Okay, to be blunt, sir. What
Blunt.
exactly do you do?
I am not at liberty to disclose our business ventures and operations.
Ah. Not at liberty to disclose.
No, it's a confidentiality agreement I signed with Blood. It's a blood pact, you could say.
Can you tell us who you signed this pact with?
I could, but I don't want to.
Why not?
You're strangers. You seem trustworthy enough, but this is borderline interrogation, and I don't do well in interrogation. And you wouldn't like to see the illusionist when the illusionist is not happy.
Would you tell her?
You just see Ember make another little puff of wind to draw his attention back.
Oh, hi there, lovely. I'm so sorry. I was discussing business with the other individuals you travel with. You said they're your friends or acquaintances?
Oh, we're acquaintances.
Oh, what a good distinction. He grabs his coffee and stands up. So there appears to be a quieter table over there in the corner if you'd like to go talk.
It'd be lovely. You lead the way. So I heard pastries, is it? We just missed someone selling them yesterday. I hadn't heard of them before.
Oh, yes, they are the rage. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Can you roll a charisma, please?
Oh, dear. Sure. Yep, that'll be an excellent 4.
Okay. Yeah, they are all the rage. Parents seem to really love them a lot. I don't believe a lot of children have had the grand opportunity to taste them yet.
Are they like a strong drink, just maybe for the grown-ups only?
Yeah, it's probably a good, safe way to put it. The flavor is just a very youthful flavor, and it's just very pleasant for those of us who are in our elder years or have lost that childlike spirit of wonder in the world.
Oh, interesting. I would think as an illusionist that you would have a natural aptitude for that childlike sense of wonder.
Oh, I really do. I love to perform in front of many people. It's too bad most people are zombified these days. At least in this side of the woods.
Yeah, I have noticed that a lot here. Do you find a better audience elsewhere?
Oh, Kresk and Valaki are just filled to the brim with wonderful peasants and other types of peasants who are also poor and broke and will give all of their money to me in exchange for a wonderful show to provide hope for them in their bleak and dismal lives. They starve to death in the streets. It's really a grand show.
Oh, how noble of you to provide hope to folks on such hard times.
Can I get you something else to drink or eat, or like are you good? You just look like you could really use some additional support in your endeavors.
Oh, well, I'm not sure where we're heading next. We were sort of new to town and still trying to get our bearings a little bit. Is there anything in town you'd recommend we check out?
Yeah, absolutely not. There is nothing in the northeast sector of the town that is worth looking into at all. Like, it is just a very, stagnant part of the city as far as what I've been told, not having been here before, often. And that side of town is just very unimportant, and there's nothing like secretive about it. So I would just not go there. But like the rest of town is pretty lively, especially at night, I've heard.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Lively at night, you say. Are you out after dark a good deal?
Yeah, I like to travel in the streets at night and see some of my old pals from my travels, who've kind of decided to make this their permanent residence, so to speak.
Interesting. So interesting. Ember's looking around for her cup of coffee. I think I'm just gonna go top off my coffee. It was so lovely chatting.
Oh yeah, like please come back sometime, anytime.
Oh, will do. Ember very carefully does not walk away too quickly, returns to the breakfast table, and starts to give a quiet report back to her companions on the illusionist sort of suspicious behavior, his nighttime affiliates, his very clear misdirection away from one particular neighborhood in town. So, interesting, folks. At this point, it seems like we've got a clear lead if we want to look more closely into the dream pastry business, but we also have our quest from yesterday evening, escorting a sister out of the valley. What are you guys thinking?
I'm thinking I don't want to be an illusionist anymore.
Maybe just not that illusionist.
So
Well,
please go ahead.
Well, so we all remember that the quest from last night was to when we were talking to Islerk, we have to get Arena removed from Strahd and brought to Alki in the valley. I don't know if that's in the northeast of town, but it doesn't sound like it. Also, isn't the northeast of town where that creepy house was?
Think so?
I'm starting to think that guy may have lied to us a lot.
Ember, yes, would recall, yes, that it's the northeast side of the town with the gargoyle demon house.
Yeah, that house was really creepy when we were there yesterday. Did Serena and I mention the char marks on the grass surrounding the entire perimeter of the house? And it sounds like it's a home base for this dream pastry scandal.
Sounded like a good business to me. I may invest.
Well, I'm just thinking if there's something about illusion magic in this house, whether we might want to do more investigating.
Good morning.
Morning.
Was that Isler? Or the tavern patron?
Yes, that was the lesser. Is my guess. Go ahead.
Kind of almost want to travel somewhere. But just as an aside, that's kind of what I'm inclined to do. But
yeah, I think we should get the hell out of this creepy tavern and see what happened in the town overnight.
Sounds good to me. You gonna eat all that chicken?
I couldn't possibly.
Oh, Darmyl.
Excellent. Sparrow, are you up for a little adventuring?
I'm always up for just about anything.
All right. So you said you are going to so you finished your meal and your breakfast, your super sus encounter with the Sir, the illusionist. Did you have any follow-ups with Ismark before you depart the tavern? Or are we just heading out right now, just to clarify?
Out of character, does anyone remember more? Because my notes are admittedly, literally, I just basically read everything that was there for that one. Or do we need the recap from Islerk himself?
Islerk was affiliated with some family vineyards, offered a lifetime supply of wine if we can protect and escort the sister Arena to the heart of the valley. So I do recall Darmyl, you being particularly invested in the lifetime supply of wine.
Yes. I don't know how that missed my notes, but yes.
We also need to go visit what's her face here in town. Probably
Mary.
Madam Eva.
Yeah, Madam Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what if we go do that, and then we can go escort the wine people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Darmyl, do you want to go tell Islerk that we'll return just so he doesn't send his offer of wine?
Yeah. Darmyl goes and heads over. Oh wait, where does Islerk go? Oh, Islerk came to. Now I see it. Whee! Does not stand too awkwardly close. There we go. Hey, Islerk, we're gonna head out and we'll be back. We're just gonna take care of a couple of things here in town quick, and then we will be off to help Arena.
Oh, that sounds ever so lovely, and I thank you so much for thinking and mulling it over and having your little sit down with your friends. I really do appreciate it. You shan't regret having a lifetime supply of wine from our family vineyards. I would also just like to note I will not be at the tavern. If you come back to look for me, I will rather be at my home. If you go to the south side of town and find the westernmost house, we'll always have a chimney full of smoke for our hearth be blazing, and you can find me and my sister there.
Great.
Sounds great.
I wish you safe travels until we meet again.
Wish you good wine.
I'm taking a walk. Leave all these creepy people. Get me out of here.
Right.
Let me out.
On the way out, I just wave bye to the sisters and the barkeep, and
They all
have a nice
ignore
day.
you except Mirabelle, who blows you a kiss.
Hey, immediately flush and run outside as cool as I can.
Here we are, the village of Barovia, exactly as it was looking before when you were out here previously.
I
So
assume after that.
not one of those like we went to sleep and we woke up and everything looked a little bit different because this is the creepiest town in the universe.
Oh, it's not like that. No, it's the map thing. Yeah. So this.
So
So
pretty.
yeah. So here we are. Yes. So where are we going from here?
Do we know where Madame Ava is?
We know that she is in a caravan that is resting on the east side of town.
Oh, guess we're gonna go east.
As we go past the intersection, Darmyl just looks to the northeast, kind of glares at it, and we keep going.
Okay.
Are there more creepy hooded figures wailing? What's the vibe in
So
town?
the vibe in town is if just like a really happy, very serene, like the flowers are kind of having their little amounts of dew on them from the night, humidity, and like there's gray, above, and like there's clouds above and fog in the distance, as will kind of always be the ambient air of the world we're in. But there's kind of just this like serene calm in the air around you. But with that serene calm is like a deafening silence as well.
Well, it's been an odd infant over last night.
Yes, you find yourself in a encampment of sorts, with a bunch of carts and tents, kind of making a circle behind some houses on the east side of town. Shepherd, you're in there first. How do you want to approach this?
I would like to see if I can. Do I perceive anything like?
Yeah. Sorry. So as you enter the encampment area, there is a lot of trees around this is like a small clearing here. There's 5 colorful round tents, each about 10 feet in diameter, pitched outside a ring. Is a 4-barrel topped wagon. There is a larger tent standing atop a wagon itself, kind of like built on top of the wagon but not of the wagon. Right here with a larger, more regal presence than those aside of it. There are some unbridled horses drinking from some troughs nearby. And there's the sound of like a sad accordion playing from inside of that tent.
Is there anybody outside?
There's a few like just Tom, Dick, and Harry's wandering around doing kind of morning chores, chopping wood, preparing just upkeep on the wagons to make sure that the wheels are working, and just the day-to-day stuff.
Okay. Are there any? Can I like smell or any kind of those senses, like smell or whatever?
Perceive
Like
around you just anything that's out of the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do that. Roll a perception.
Wow. 14?
Everything seems to be as what a standard morning could be in a normal place. Despite where you are in the lands of Barovia, this actually feels more commonplace than what you would expect from the area.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna move further into the camp. Do we? I don't know. Does anybody else have anything that they want to do before I ask somebody the madam is? Madam Ava?
No, I'd probably just be drawn towards the sad accordion.
Sad
Okay.
accordion sounds here.
I'm gonna nudge somebody as they're walking by. Pardon me. Can you tell me how to find Madam Ava?
Points at the really large, bigger than all the other tents, and grunts in that direction.
Okay, so the sad accordion. Which is what we would have assumed. Okay, well, we're gonna walk over there. Oh. We have to stay within the realms of the boxes.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
true.
I'm gonna go knock on the knock on the door.
Alright. You find a surface to knock on that's solid enough and isn't flappy tent to create a semblance of sound to alert presence. You hear a voice from inside the tent. Ah, yes, I've been expecting you. Come in, come in.
Is there room for all of us to go in there?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Fabulous. So I'm assuming we're all in there.
Yes. I imagine you all do go in, no? Unless someone wants to hang out outside. You all good to go in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As you enter the tent, there's a reddish glow over the interior of the tent. There's a low table covered in a black velvet cloth. There's a crystal ball on the table, and on the other side, a hunched over figure peering into its depths. Yes, I was expecting all of you. Sorry, my throat is just not good. There is much to be seen in the crystal ball.
Are you a fortune teller?
It is the fortunes of all that I read, and the fortunes of you I must. I've been reading and seeing and foretelling of you four. The fabled four who will... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5! There's supposed to be 5 of you. Something is amiss.
Yes.
Very well. I will give you partial reading, since you are part of a group.
That cat and her mouse.
Very well. You are aware why I've summoned you here today, right?
You summoned us?
You're here, and I said you would appear, so yes, I must have summoned you.
Ah, well, perhaps you'd better refresh us on the specifics of why.
You see, I have this deck, and so she pulls out a deck of cards and starts magically shuffling it between her hands that are held still. Cards are doing mass tricks, shuffling in the mid-air. She's doing card bridges, just a wide array of talent being shown. You see, it is your tarot that I am most inclined to read. Since there are 4 of you, I will read 4 cards instead of the typical 5-card one.
That seems fair. I'm looking over at Darmyl to see how he's reacting to the card tricks.
I'm continue to be enraptured, but with a kind of healthy suspicion of fortune telling.
All right. Well, the easiest way to do this is to get down to the nitty-gritty. And she claps her hands, and all the cards disappear from between her hands and appear on the table, ready to be drawn. Now that the show is over, and I've summoned you here, and you're all standing before me, the next thing to do is we must roll dice!
Yay!
Darmyl, the Paladin, the short little man, who I have summoned here today, will you please roll a d20?
Well, puffs out his chest and 15.
All right. 15 is the 5 of Swords. Look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night.
What was that second part again? Darmyl asks.
Look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night.
Darmyl nods solemnly as he hears this. Yes, thank you.
Ember whips out a notebook.
All right. The card that I've just revealed, Darmyl, tells of history. Knowledge of ancients will help you better understand your enemy.
Ancient what?
The ancients. Ancient knowledge. Alright, next up is the beautiful not here, not here. Oh, good. We will continue on. Sparrow, my dear. My sweet little child, Sparrow. It is your turn to roll
What
a
a child.
D20.
Wait a second. Did we introduce ourselves?
No, you didn't.
Okay, no, I'm asking her. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I have known who you are since you've arrived in the lands of Barovia.
Darmyl just now figures out that we did not, in fact, introduce ourselves.
Sparrow's
My
just disgruntled at being called a child.
My eyelights are flickering.
Rapidly, I imagine, no?
Yes. Okay. Apologies.
No
Continue.
worries.
I've rolled a 9.
I'm sorry. I'm still in character. I'm telling her. Apologies. Continue.
Sparrow rolled a 9.
I got you. This is the card that proves power and strength. It'll tell you the location of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. As this is said, she flips the card on the table over. The 9 of stars! My, you really are a unique one. The Conjurer. I see a dead village drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil into the world.
That sounds like here.
Doesn't it, though?
Strahd. Ember is 1,000% bought in, scribbling notes frantically.
I will type it in the chat after we're done with this section.
Mm-hmm.
And next up, the ever serene and beautiful changing Ember. I'm so glad that someone with your talents was summoned to our world. I think you truly hold the key to the success to free our lands from this curse we live under.
A 1?
You said you rolled a 1?
A 1.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, cool.
You die.
Hang on one second. This is great. The card I show you shed light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. The card she flips over has an upside down joker on it. Ah, the artifact. Look for an entertaining man with a monkey. This man is more than he seems.
A monkey?
Yep.
All right, madam.
And last,
Thank you
and
for your wisdom.
certainly not most least, is Shepherd, the gentle giant. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. The card I show you will lead you to his location. You said 10?
Yeah. Did we all really roll different numbers? We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
And much like what I would expect from you, the gentle giant, I have drawn unto you the innocent. He dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom, a brother of light snuffed out too soon. The image on the innocent is literally like a 52 card deck, Queen of Hearts, by the way.
Very traditional.
And that is all the cards will reveal. Thank you so much for being on this episode of Contestants Are You for the tarot reading of me.
You're weird. Okay. So we'll bring Serene back when she's able to get up. She's a little under the weather right now.
It's fine, I will seek her out on my own time and reveal to her the path ahead.
Hey. Well, it has been an
Real.
experience.
Oh. I knew you were going to say an experience. I was testing you.
You're a clever woman. Okay. Well, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
All right. On with the show.
Ember does a little half bow on the way out and thanks Madam Ava for her wisdom.
My wisdom is free, at least the first time.
A nutcracker. Okay, so do we need to go anywhere else, or should we go pick up, what's his face from the, where is his house, down here somewhere?
Is there anything we needed at the store?
I don't know, he's an overpriced buffoon.
Yeah, he was a very nice.
Yeah.
He was a very friendly guy. He wanted to be all you guys' best friends. Couldn't you tell?
His treatment of his nephew was quite questionable.
Well, I
His
mean,
attitude
he
towards
didn't.
children.
I mean, at least he still has a nephew and didn't, like, buy pies with his kid.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't like pie.
Maybe. Well, he's rather rotund. I'm guessing that he has other foods that he eats.
Well, at the prices he charges, he can probably just afford
To buy whatever he wants. I'd agree. Okay, so they were down in the southeast side here.
Yeah.
South
Is there any additional scouting of the death house that we would need to do, or should we escort this lady to safety?
Death House itself is completely done. You've done everything in there was to do.
Rocket.
Okay. So they're down here in this big house? E4?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
I don't see no smoke, Darmyl says as we approach.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tap my fingers on the door, since my tapping is probably very loud.
one minute. Hello, travelers. It is such a privilege to come into your presence once again. I hope everything has gone well, that you've managed to make it to our homestead.
So far, so good.
Well, I welcome you to where you are, which is this house here presently. That is where I have been living part-time, presently-ish, currently, for now.
A lot of time choirs you got there.
He's gotta have all his bases covered.
Where is your sister? Should we meet her?
Oh, yes. Give me just one moment, please, and I will escort you to her presence. She is in a grieving state presently.
We could go back if there's a better time.
Oh, no. There's no time like the present, they do say, most likely. All right. Yes. Please follow me this way. The Burgomaster's Mansion. As you enter the area, you pass through a twisting iron gate. The house itself is sad, dreary, and unkempt on the outer grounds. Weeds choke the ground and press with menace upon the house itself all around the base. The walls have growth that has been tramped out to create a path all around the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls as you enter. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion over time. Not a single pane or shard of glass stands in any of the windows, and they are boarded closed. So yes, as you enter the house, over on the other side of the room is a beautiful enchantress weeping at the covering of a dead man on a table. Yes. So welcome to the house. This is Irina, my sister. Yes, welcome. He's just kind of like shuffling, standing like foot to foot, just kind of really awkward with the situation.
Irina, hello. I'm Ember, and these are my traveling companions. Did your brother tell you we were coming?
No, I have told him I am not receiving any visitors at this time. The only thing that would make anything make sense is if we were able to give him a proper burial, but brother keeps on saying we must not venture too far from the house.
I'm sorry, who did you lose?
It is my late father. You see, he died 3 days ago in an assault. He was able to hold off the menacing undead who were trying to break into our home, and he did a really wonderful job and held them at bay until the morning sun, but in his exhaustion he clutched his chest and fell dead.
So sorry for your loss. How terrible.
Yes, and he's starting to stink, but I do believe that a burial in the ground is the only way we can lay his soul to rest. Do you want to roll a perception, please?
Sure do. 13.
Yeah, why don't I let you roll it?
14.
18.
8.
8. All right, Sparrow. Leading. So like, there's a bunch of shelves on this wall. Under the shelves, there appears to be what looks like bookshelves to everybody else. Sparrow, under closer inspection, it is 3 coffins.
3 coffins?
Yep, just boxes stacked side on side on side on side. Kind of like a bookshelf with no books, which is what everyone else perceives. You perceive it as 3 coffins that are empty.
Is there a particular reason you have coffins on your wall?
Yes, those are for when we inevitably die in this godforsaken city.
You seem aptly prepared.
Well, everyone knows in the lands of Barovia, if you don't have a proper burial in 4 days, you come back as an undead under the service of von Strahd.
Wouldn't it make more sense to have someone cremated so there's no body to reanimate?
I don't understand what you're saying. I could never do that to his soul.
Well, they do say that fire is a way to purify. I just thought it could be a nice suggestion.
You are clearly not from around here, are you? You say such awful and dark, evil things, as though it were commonplace.
I do have that knack about me.
Well, I refuse to leave my home until I am able to give my father the proper burial he deserves. Ismark will not escort me in the body because it's too heavy for him and myself to carry alone all the way across town to the graveyard on the northwest side of town, but I see he at least had the courtesy, if I'm not to expect guests, to hire some hands to carry the coffin across town in procession.
You know, I'm pretty strong.
Can you carry the weight and the burden that my father carried on his shoulders all these years and rest in his weary bones? And
probably carry the bone part.
You said you're not going to carry the bone part?
I said I could at least probably carry the bone part.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Shepard, you were so thoughtful putting us to rest in our latest challenging circumstance. Should we help here?
That would make sense. I could definitely do that.
Since we seem to have an unusually strong travel companion in our midst, or 2 of them.
Thank you.
Is there a preference to how you would like us to complete the ritual?
Yes. All you must do is escort my late father, myself, and my brother to the northwest side of town, to the church and graveyard, where we can perform a ritual ceremony burying my father in the earth out back in the fenced, consecrated grounds.
Okay.
It should all be very standard and easy.
So Darmyl and I check to see if we can carry her deceased father?
Yep.
Yeah, so she kind of goes over to, shuffles over to like the wall, and kind of like struggles to try to get the coffin loose so she can like get it prepared for her father, but she's really struggling to remove it. Very much struggling to remove it.
Okay. Can we assist you?
Yes, I'm just so sad that it appears that my arms aren't working, even though I work out every day.
I've
It's
seen that
quite
before.
obvious. You're a very strong woman, but we can also assist you with that.
Yeah. Friendship is true strength.
I've heard
Darmyl,
that's true.
You're off. You are a wonder. Okay. Do we attempt to take it down, or do you
Yeah,
want
you
us
don't
to...
have to roll anything. It's actually quite light. She's just kind of borderline hysterical at this point.
Okay.
She's been crying and not sleeping for 3 days, so you know.
Make it look difficult.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna heap ho.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, we bring it down.
Beautiful. You guys are wonderful.
We don't want her to feel bad.
Yeah, and that's really amazing, actually. Yeah, so you're all able to, you know, kind of get the coffin on the floor, hoist up and move the deceased father. As you're, you know, getting the coffin prepared, she runs to a nearby bedroom and grabs a bunch of flowers and kind of starts patting the coffin around him with flowers to help with the smell. And he always loved this color. Ismark is basically very unmoved and very indifferent to what's going on around him, and he's just like, okay, like, is it time to go now? Like, are we done?
Is there a particular reason that he is unfeeling towards the death of his father?
Are you asking him that, or are you asking Arena that?
I will ask him. I'm gonna go over next to him though, because I don't want to upset her. And I'm gonna whisper as quietly as possible. Is there a particular reason that you're so unfeeling towards the death of your father?
He like holds a hand up so that anyone seeing can't read his lips as he whispers back, yeah, the moment that my father adopted her, he never saw me with his eyes again. I love my sister, and I'm happy she's part of our family, but he was cruel and unjust once she came into his life.
When did he adopt her? How old was she?
He does not know the answer to that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can certainly see why you would be frustrated and upset. So let's help get this taken care of for her, and we can move along. Okay, Darmyl, are you ready for us to move this fine lady's father?
As you turn around, you see me stop repping, like lifting the coffin, like, yep, ready to go. Oh, this is heavy. Can you pick up your end, please, Shepard? Please?
Okay, I'm on it.
Thank you. All right, do you want front or back? Forwards or backwards? I'll lead.
Okay.
Are we all ready to go?
She needs to lead us.
She does.
Oh, yeah.
Let's let her lead us. Yeah.
One second. So at this point, she like turns to face, you know, the lot of you, to lead you forward, and you know, across town. She has been kind of holding her head down this whole time, and kind of keeping out of sight because she's crying, and her face is just like this really, really disastrous mess of tears and unhappiness. As you, notice her, she does have long auburn hair and 2 small pinpricks on her neck. Are easily noticeable on the side of her hair that doesn't. Her hair hangs to her right shoulder, and there are pinpricks on the left side of her neck, is what I was trying to say. Sorry, I was very not clear on that. I have a picture for you. I'll throw it in chat. This is what she looks like, and we will continue on. All right. If you could just follow me this way, I will lead you to where we should bury my father. Ismark gives her an arm to escort her, and you begin your slow march across town. Your slow march across town.
Oh my god. That's not a slow march.
Anyone who's on the street does move out of the way as you pass. More than one person as you pass kind of like turns away almost as though afraid of Irina and you all for traveling as a group. There's a slight rise, a hill with a path from the main road that leads you to a stone pillar supported church. The church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil creatures for centuries on end and appears to be worn and weary. There's a bell tower rising from the front of the church. Flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof, and the rafters strain feebly against their load. There are 2 very large, heavy wooden doors that appear to be covered with claw marks and scarred by fire damage.
Does it look like the same claw marks we saw at the mansion?
Sure does, and Irina opens those double doors to lead you inside.
I think we follow.
Just one moment, please. All right, here we go.
I'm never supposed to go to a secondary location.
As the doors open and you enter, the church is 10 feet wide with 20-foot long hall leading up to a brightly lit chapel. There are 4 doors on either side, 2 on either side of the hallway as you walk down towards the primary area of the church. The chapel itself is strewn with debris, and you can hear a soft voice from deep within reciting a prayer. You able to move about?
Is this feeling like sacred, consecrated grounds? Any evil vibes, weird things going on?
Actually, yes. As you all 4 enter, can you please all roll a perception?
Dirty 20.
16.
23.
Wait, was the lowest a 16?
Mine was a 7.
Okay. Shepard, you are very engrossed in the processional and learning about what is happening here in your endeavors to understand humanoids better. However, the other three of you do notice that the muttering prayer that you hear from within kind of stops for a minute as a really muffled, inhuman scream kind of echoes through the wooden floorboards up. And then the prayer continues.
You guys hear that scream?
Irina and
Yes.
Ismark did not.
I didn't hear anything.
There's something going on here. I heard a loud scream. Based on our past practice, we should definitely rush directly towards to investigate.
As you're burying
okay,
the
good
coffin.
Yeah. Continue to carry that.
We will
Where
set
should
her
we
down.
bring the coffin?
Irina and Ismark stop, and Irina gestures to the ground between them. We will begin the ceremony here and travel out back upon the completion of the consecration. As soon as she says consecration, now all four of you hear a loud screaming, again, very inhumane, from beneath the floorboards. There's muttering in the corner of an old man nearby.
Okay.
Seeing that I am unencumbered, I would like to call out to the old man. Excuse me, sir. What's going on here?
There's nothing going on there. Everything is fine. We're just praying to our Lord and our Savior, and He's going to deliver us from this hideous curse, and everything will be fine, and then everything will be good, and then it'll be good, it'll be good, it'll be good, it'll be okay, it'll be okay, it'll be okay, it'll be okay.
Belong to this esteemed hall?
Who are you?
A traveler. We came to lay someone to rest.
Well, this is not the place to do that. This is on holy ground.
This is unholy ground?
I did not stutter. I am here to pray, to consecrate the ground, but it is impossible to do it.
Why is it impossible?
As you ask, why is this impossible? You hear from beneath the floorboards, "Father, I am starving!" It's impossible, you see.
Is that a child?
He holds up his hand to you from where he's sitting on the ground, mumbling, "Donovich, my name is Donovich. I'm only an acolyte, but I'm the priest."
What happened to the other were here?
Time happened.
What happened? And what happened to the girl in the floor?
That's my son.
Oh. What happened to your son?
He died.
Did he come back?
He's dead.
But I hear his voice crying.
He haunts me with his cries. He's trying to lure me into performing evil acts. I mustn't listen. It's all a trick.
What evil act?
He wishes to be fed.
Again, we're not talking cheeseburger?
He wishes to be fed, and he shan't be fed because he died. More of the same. "Father, I'm starving. I can hear you up there. I can feel you breathing.
Yeah, this sounds about as normal as those last two children we encountered.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bad feeling about laying someone to rest in this place.
Irina looks kind of horrified on from a distance as you're having this conversation because she is also hearing the screams from below the floor at this point. She rushes over to Sparrow, who's the most calming person, and throws herself on them to try to get consolation for her fears.
First you're horrified at me, now you're clinging to me. I don't understand you.
We have to get my father out of here apparently really fast because this place isn't what I thought it would be. I mean, 3 days ago, this was a normal chapel.
My suggestion's starting to look a little better now, isn't it?
And now she looks horrified and pushes away from you like a jilted lover.
Well, that's one way to get her off of me.
What would you like us to do? Do you want to take him out?
No, we'll leave him in the box, but we'll take him out back.
You want to stay here at this church?
No, I want to take him out back of the church, but leave him in the box. You asked if we're going to take him out. That's absurd. Why would we take him out of the box? We've already sealed the box. Like, this just doesn't make any sense to me anymore.
Makes sense to me. Take the box with everything inside the box outside.
Outside. Leave him. Whatever. Yep. Okay.
Let us all be clear before we start moving. The box should remain closed.
Yes. Please keep the box closed. I cannot take any more of her wailing.
That's perfectly fine.
This place got a back door?
It doesn't. It just has the front chapel door, which is why it's such a secure building. It's why it's the best place to keep my son, while he comes to terms with who he is and that he's dead.
Are you also dead?
You shook his hand. You can just... No, he's not dead. He was warm human flesh.
Just checking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just as an afterthought, is the dead son still screaming?
Yeah, the whole time.
Sparrow's just kind of glare at the floorboards and just kind of mutter, "No one is talking to you."
Okay, so stay or go, front or back, let's just do it. I have a bad feeling, but I'm curious, and I want to see what this right is that they're going to do. So,
yeah,
all right.
I'm also starting to feel suspicious about this entire situation.
So let's go. Wait, didn't she say out back?
Yeah, out back.
Yeah, so we're
Didn't they say there's only a front door?
This way.
There's only one door.
Yeah, there's only a front door.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I guess we go out the front door, and then we go around the building.
Let's go bury your father, Irina. I'm having one of my very few lucid moments a day. Ah, good times.
Let's go do this completely normal activity.
So we just walk around the side, huh? All right, where do you want her?
Let's put him in the center. The place
Okay.
where we put the most revered. Yeah, that seems to make sense to me. I mean, I couldn't put my son there, and I had saved a spot especially for him. No, he does a scream and claw at the door.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Here, okay. We're gonna gently set her down in the center and move away.
As soon as Irina's father is in the ground, Donovich starts burying him with a pile of readily dug earth nearby and a shovel that handily was also there already for some reason. And as he's burying, he is praying to the Morning Lord that in exchange for Kolian Indiravich's deliverance from Barovia, Donovich will sacrifice himself to be free of this curse he's under where his son is haunting him, and please be freed of this as well, and please protect those that are gathered here today, and everyone who is here and has power to should remove Irina from the furthest way away from this land and the curse that she's found herself under the rule of the thumb of the Lord.
Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't have to say all that.
If there's anything else anyone else wants to offer, that is the conclusion of this ceremony.
Ember would walk up and say a few quiet words to herself in the Druid tradition. Words of peace and forest and whispering leaf, but quietly.
All right. Anything else?
Darmyl just looks on solemnly.
I don't want to be involved in this because I have bad feelings. So I don't want to participate in their little death ritual.
Oh, okay. Sounds
Terrible, I know.
good to me. All right, so Donovich turns to Irina and kind of does some consoling of her and pats her on the shoulder and makes his way back inside the church, muttering about how he's going to go pray for his son's revival or rest. Either way is the same. Irina is still sad, but has calmed down quite a bit. I am so happy that this part of my life is over, and I can finally get some sleep knowing he is where he truly belongs, under the earth, so his soul can finally be at rest. I'm willing to travel now, wherever it is that my brother deems necessary for you to take me.
Sounds good.
Cleric, how do you feel?
Who? What did he say?
He said, Islurk, how do you feel?
I feel like he's in the ground.
Are you anxious to leave this city?
I'm anxious to leave the church. I had a lot of bad feelings in there.
I can understand that.
Yes, we did.
It was really strange to hear Doru screaming in such a way from beneath the floorboards. I wonder what Donovich is up to.
Who was screaming?
Oh, Donovich's son Doru.
Did you know Doru?
Yeah, we were bedfellows once upon a time.
And when was the last time you saw him?
It's been months. I thought he had moved on and found a mobile app on his phone that introduced him to new people.
Oh, Flint, I heard about that.
Thank you so much, Darmyl. That was beautiful. All right, if there's anything else, we can head back to our estate and prepare for our adventures.
That sounds like a better idea than opening up the floor.
Sounds like wine to me.
Man, I could eat.
Nasty pose.
Whoa, you guys are so fast.
You can teleport through walls too. It's insane. Irina, upon entering the house, sits down at the organ and begins to play a very sad funeral piece that she has prepared for this exact moment in her life to kind of find closure. And Ismark hurries off to his office to begin packing things for the road. At this point, we are actually going to take a short break. All right. Yeah, so Ismark is in his office. You can hear sounds of him digging through different cabinets are opening, drawers are opening. He seems to be throwing a whole bunch of stuff into a large trunk by the sound of it. What would you like to do at this point to prepare yourselves?
I'm gonna stage whisper over. I really hope he doesn't think that we're carrying that trunk for him.
Agreed.
Irina continues playing her sad piece of music on her pipe organ and kind of turns to you and says, no one has to carry it. He can handle that all on his own.
Hey, what does he all have to take that he's taking a large trunk?
Oh, it's not for him. It's for me.
Why do you need it in the trunk?
Thank you, Darmyl.
Just typical protections to make sure that my location can't be disclosed through scrying.
Who's looking for you?
She tilts her neck so you can see the 2 bite marks on her neck. Why, the overlord of the land, Strahd himself, of course.
Are those bite marks?
Yes.
Vampire.
Yes.
Bite marks?
As I'm sure you've heard by now, in the lands of Barovia, Strahd is a never-dying overlord vampire, as some may say, and he's taken quite the liking to me because I'm apparently the spitting image of his late wife.
I see.
But it's so brave and so kind that you've agreed to try to protect me from his undying wrath, as he seeks me out, trying to create me into a thrall to rule by his side. It's not what I want, of course, but I'm grateful that you're willing to protect me when the stakes are so high.
I'm not sure those are exactly the terms we'd heard.
That's not precisely what I would have said either. Okay. So how much of a threat is this Strahd?
In what capacity, pray tell?
How much of a threat is he to us?
Oh, as long as you don't stand in his way, I don't believe you're a threat at all.
I see. Okay. I don't have words.
Same.
You're protecting yourself from a vampire, but
Ismark shuts the chest and exits the room. Alright, I've gotten all of the garlic I could find. I've gotten holy symbols. I've gotten like silver stakes and wooden stakes and a silver circle metal thing. I'm not sure what this is. And I believe we have everything else that we need for our trip. Do any of you want to roll a wisdom to see if you know anything about what he's just said is being true or fallacy? Sorry. Phallic.
Oh, wisdom?
Yeah.
14.
Sure, why not? Let's try it.
Yeah, I have crap, so.
I have a 9.
Are you wise, Darmyl?
I wouldn't say so, and neither would Darmyl, but let's see straight up or down, because that's a 5. So no, just as we all kind of saw coming.
Yeah, everything he says seems to be really good, valid ways to deter a vampire.
Heard some of this before, though. Yep.
Okay.
Does anyone know the way to that valley that I totally remember the name of? That starts with an A? No? Some valley?
What valley are you looking for?
The valley that we're transporting her to.
We're actually not taking her to a valley, we're taking her to a city called Vallaki.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably autocorrect's fault in that case.
Yep. Vallaki.
Okay.
Yes, with the city of Vallaki, I know how to get there, Irina offers as she concludes her piece. It's very easy. You see, we get on the road west of the village of Barovia, and we follow the road until eventually we get to Vallaki. I believe from the caravans that have traveled through, it's a 4 days journey.
Do we know anything about the route along the way? Have we heard has there been any rumors of bandits, thieves, goblins, orcs, really anything
Yes, all
sketchy?
of those things. Very sketchy
Nice.
things.
Excellent. That was, in fact, the answer I was hoping for. It sounds most excellent.
Yeah, and there's actually 7 stops along the way we can make for a safe refuge to take a much-needed break or rest at that point.
Well, let's aim for the first one of those.
Cool. So we're gonna head for the River Ivlis.
The river what?
Ivlis.
Okay.
Excellent. Perhaps we should leave a note for Serene.
Yes, we could check on her, but I'm sure that she's well taken care of at the tavern. It has not been turned into a hot spring or Mirabelle. I'm sure it's fine.
All right. So we'll continue getting ready. As a group, we'll begin to make our way to the tavern to leave a note for Serene. I imagine it's just a typical we went west on the road type of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
With some light hinting that we went west on the road with a vampire ?
With a vampire ?
Yeah, that whole "no, I'm not a thrall yet" I think is.
Yeah, that is basically that conversation,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, if we have Darmyl write it, it's not going to be perfect.
I'll probably break the pencil if I try to write it.
All right, we are headed west to the crossing of Iblis River. Do I have a volunteer? I want any one of you for a volunteer? Anyone want to volunteer?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Ember, roll a
Yeah.
percentile.
Druid volunteers. Nature.
Roll a
Perception?
percentile. Just a one
Oh,
D100.
percentile.
Yep.
48.
48. All right.
Your map is really amazing, by the way.
Yep.
Thank you. I cannot take credit for this one, other than I searched long and hard to find it. All right. As you are making your way to the bridge crossing of Iblis River, you find a clearing of trees slightly off the road that has a beaten path and runs kind of adjacent to the river. The 48 is in that clearing. You hear the sound of a crying girl and see a burning fire nearby. Do you wish to investigate?
Yes?
Yeah.
At a distance.
Awkward. There we go. There we go. All right. From a distance, you see there's a small girl wearing a pig mask on her face, weeping over a small fire with a few branches that are kind of smoldering. Her back is to you, but you can definitely see very clear pig ears coming over the top of her blue hair.
Seriously, you're so irritating and annoying. Hi.
Hello?
First Command's daily features sport.
Yeah, so there's this girl crying from a distance. You see her. Do you want to approach or do anything?
I want to approach her. Hello?
Oh, hi, mister.
You appear to be in distress. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. This pig mask won't come off, and people laugh at my appearance. So I've come out here to live my days alone.
It's a mask. Did you put it on for a special holiday?
I was a gift from my father. But I didn't realize it is a curse. Her right hand is in her pocket. She's kind of hiding that side of her body from you.
Can I identify anything about her that might give me some kind of idea that she's hiding something, or that I can see
Sure,
about her in any way?
you can roll an Arcana.
Please don't be really low. It's a 12.
There's something magical going on here, and it's based on the mask, yes.
Based on the mask. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna move closer.
Seeing that, I move towards this just situation in general.
Okay.
Come up a little bit.
Alright, hang on. Hang on just a second.
She's doing her best to keep the right side of her body hidden from all of you as you are circling around her general area.
Okay, I want to... I want to cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
And it's the detect if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet. Or if there's a place or object that's been magically consecrated or desecrated. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Yes, you do sense something.
I sense something.
You know, if there is there is a elemental entity within 30 feet of you.
Shit. Okay. Let's see. Elemental. All right. I'm gonna do it anyway. Can I touch her mask?
Yeah, totally. It's just a little rubber pig mask. She does shirk back at you, but doesn't move out of the spot she's in.
Do we see any more of her body when she shirks?
Yes, she pulls her hand out as she falls back to brace herself so she doesn't topple over, because she is sitting on the ground. And her hand, as she pulls it out of her pocketbook back, is actually a pig's hoof attached to a pig's arm.
Okay.
She just is, she's kind of shuddering, but not trying to flee.
Can I cast Lesser Restoration on her?
Sure.
Touch a creature and end either one disease or condition afflicting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that do anything?
It does not.
Son of a bitch. I just wasted my spell.
I mean, you tried something. It's not a complete waste.
No. No. Okay. So apparently it's not just the mask that's afflicting you. You can see that your arm has been affected.
Yeah, like I said, it's a curse.
It's a curse, so is it slowly turning you into a pig?
I think so. As she says this, like a small little curly tail sprouts out of her behind, poking out of her clothes. Go ahead, Darmyl.
When did the mask get put on you?
Just last night, before the March of the Dead.
Oh, crap.
My father owes a great debt to an old hag, and he said it was the only way he could protect me.
Oh, crap. Did he happen to mention the old hag's name?
Something with a sound.
Morgantha?
She looks up and nods.
Okay. Well, we don't have the money to pay Morgantha.
No. If the curse is hiding the child, maybe it's the lesser of evils.
But what if she gets eaten by a wolf or something else?
Yeah.
That's be a cute little piglet friend.
The ground kind of shudders underneath all of you, like a small vibration, like a heavy footstep.
Sure, that's nothing.
When we look around, do we see anything, or is there any kind of smells?
There are just a bunch of trees all around you.
Are any of the trees moving?
They all appear to be standing still. Immobile. Where are you looking, Darmyl? All around?
Yeah, just generally, especially as soon as I heard the footsteps, this whole situation is making me very tense, and I'm looking around constantly and just sort of very on edge.
As an aside, I'm sitting here looking at my spell slots going, Sacred Flame, everybody could have pork. And I felt really bad. But I
Maybe
thought
that
it
way
was
like
funny.
a few hours first.
Okay, honestly, what I'm thinking is I almost want to take her with us because we can protect her. Because being a little piglet in the middle of the forest is not going to be safe.
That is a I will point out that is a 2-stage operation that we currently only know how to do 1 stage of, which is the bringing part, not the preventing pigness.
Well, yeah, but we could prevent. I mean, we're not going to be able to prevent the pigness. She's already changing.
So we gotta be down with the pigness?
Yes, we're down with the pigness.
The ground shakes again.
Trees moved.
Hey guys, I think that tree moved.
I don't like this.
Is she doing that?
Are you asking her that?
Yes, are you doing that?
Bottom half of her face is exposed, the top half is pig mask, and she smiles really big when you say, "Are you doing that?"
Why are you doing this? Where did those trees go?
The trees disappeared.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, we hit the jackpot.
Oh, you're a brat. You're a brat.
Yeah, that tracks.
You're a brat.
Roll your initiative.
Okay, I'm gonna push her over, and then I'll roll my initiative. Did you push her over for me? I pushed her over.
12 plus 1 is 13.
I got an 11.
What was Ember?
Dirty 20.
Beautiful. Well, Dirty 20 gets to go first.
Yeah, Ember, turn into something amazing so you can go pull all their leaves out.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. First, let me just get a lay of the land. I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave first if I can. I'm in 15 feet. Let me just measure distance. I know how this works. Yes. I'm gonna go for casting Thunder Wave while still in human form. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you in a direction of your choosing. Must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away.
And so you're doing this one?
Yes, it's going to target away from my companions.
That does make sense. Alright, well, you said it's a saving throw?
Yes, a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, for con, I rolled a 22.
Well, that'll do it. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage, so let me do 2d8. So that would have been 8 divided by 2 is 4.
Got it. Thank you. All right. You hear a kind of the sound of howling wind as it roars and it gets closer to you. And the ground shakes with every step as it approaches you and your allies.
Great. Can I also use my bonus action to turn into a bear?
Absolutely.
Great. So I'm just gonna hang out as a bear now.
It is going to raise one of its really large trunk-like arms and slam it down on you, Ember, with a 24 to hit.
Let me just pull up my bear stat. Yeah, that'll hit.
And you are looking at 13 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Darmyl, you're up. And then Shepherd on deck.
All right. I will. 1, 2. Would right. Where if I just click here, still be flanking?
To where?
There.
Yes. Yep, that's flanking.
Okay. I get the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I got 25 feet of movement. Alright, so I will head there. I will. I don't want to waste that yet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with my Warhammer one-handed. So that's a 24 to hit.
Alright, damage.
I'm gonna go ahead and Divine Smite. Any chance this is an undead or a fiend?
Nope.
Dang. So that is just at the first level, so that's an extra 2d8, so that's 3d8 plus 3. 5, 13, 15 total damage.
Marvelous.
Beltbot.
Anything else?
I will no.
Alright, Shepherd, you're up with Sparrow on deck.
Okay. And is he facing my direction?
You're flanking him. So
I am thinking. Good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So in combat, just so you know, going forward, you're facing all 360-degree directions simultaneously during combat.
Okay. I'm going to use Sacred Flame. 13 dexterity save.
Nat 1.
Oh.
Nice.
So the dex save with a nat 1 is -1.
Okay, well, I did 6 Sacred Flame damage.
Alright. And Sacred Flame is radiant damage, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, sorry. I went to hit the button and it re-rolled it.
No worries.
Thank you.
Sparrow, you are up next.
I'm swinging my battle axe at him.
Roll to hit.
With a nat 20, which makes it 23.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, roll your damage. Your double. So are you doing 2 weapon fighting still, or is this 2-handed?
2 weapon.
Okay. So the first is crit damage of 11, and then roll your second.
The second. Oh crap! I apparently still have both my battle axes equipped, so we're gonna roll the second battle axe. That's an 18 to hit.
Roll your damage.
So that's a 4.
Wonderful. Booming footsteps. Raise of a large trunk arm to hit. Sparrow, the damage you did its friend has such a tizzy that it missed you completely and smashes the ground next to you.
Wonderful.
top of the round with Ember.
Excellent. I am going to do my bear multi-attack towards this tree right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So first attack will be a 9 to hit.
Are you doing that with advantage?
Am I advantage?
You're flanking right now, so did you?
I'm flanking.
Yeah. Did you use? So when
No, I
you're,
did not.
yeah, when you're flanking, roll 2, and then take the better roll.
Great. So that'll be 15 to hit.
That'll hit. So then you can roll your damage.
Wow.
All
Piercing.
right. Beautiful. And then your second attack, you said?
Yes. Let me do advantage there. That'll be 20 to hit.
And damage.
Yeah. "13 slashing damage."
He tips over dead where he's standing, just kind of falls apart into a series of branches and tree parts.
The bear just like really angrily like pokes at the tree a couple of times.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Alrighty. Darmyl, you are up next with Shepherd on deck. Darmyl?
That is a 12 plus 5, 17 to hit.
Alright. That'll hit. Roll your damage. Wait.
Right? We're just gonna...
Well, no, hang on. You're attacking a dead thing. Are you moving to the second one or first?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I am.
Sorry, I'm like...
So yeah, 1, 2, 3.
So, diagonal movement, you know how that works, right?
No.
So, if you move the first square, that's 5 foot of movement. You move the second, that's 10. And the third is 5, and the fourth is 10. So that's how you count diagonal movements.
Got it. Okay, perfect. 15,
25.
20. Oh, sorry, the magic mouse does not work well with these controls.
Gotcha.
All right, and then
15, 20. Yeah, so you could move 5 more feet. For 25. Sorry, I miscounted. Since you were trying to do full range of motion.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, okay, yep.
Yep,
Right,
and on
so
this
then-
one you are not flanking.
Correct, and I rolled that one without advantage.
Mm-hmm. So then you can roll your damage.
Damage is 10 total.
Wonderful. That'll put us at Shepherd, Sparrow on deck.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna use that Sacred Flame again. 13 deck save.
Are you
Yeah.
are you within 5 feet for Sacred Flame
No,
or
it's
range?
it's 60 feet for Sacred
Oh,
Flame.
I got you. I was thinking of a different spell. I rolled a 13 for that save.
I know it's Shepherd. You rolled a 13?
Correct.
Okay. Sorry, Cammy was over here geeking out about my character.
All right, so you can.
Okay, so deck 13, I still can hit, right?
What was the save?
Oh, the save is 13.
Oh,
that
then
means
if
you
a match
saved.
means he saved.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. Got it.
All right.
Um.
So then Sparrow is up next with the monster on deck.
Axe is at the ready. My first one is a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
For 9 damage.
Wonderful.
Second one Is a 13 to hit.
That will not hit. You want to move or you're just going to hang out? That's fine.
I will take. Well, if I step back, doesn't that give him advantage against towards me?
Yes, if you stay within 5 feet of him, you can move. So you could move to any of the spaces around him, if it's within your movement, but if you step away from him, you take an opportunity attack.
Alright. I'll step behind him then, because I can step here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yep, you can get all the way over there.
Okay. I'm good.
Alright, we're going for Darmyl this time.
Right now, come up.
And Darmyl, we have a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
And we're looking at 14 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Ember, you are up with Darmyl on deck.
Great. Well, I have a 40-foot speed, so I'm gonna. Oops, that would be movement. I'm gonna just rush over here, one very large angry bear, and do another multi-attack.
Alright, with advantage since you're flanking.
$18 to hit.
Alright, damage.
Great. So this is the bite. Six total. Piercing.
Wonderful. Second attack, roll to hit with flanking.
17 to hit.
Alrighty, damage.
Actually, that is incorrect. I didn't do that manual. 12 slashing.
Beautiful. Darmyl, you are up next.
Perfect. With Ember moving, am I flanking now or still no?
You are not.
Is there a spot I could? I'll swing back here, and we'll swing the Warhammer.
Alright.
So that is an 18 and a 1, so we'll take the 18 for a 23 to hit.
Alright, roll your damage.
Right. Yeah, we'll save that slot. That is 7 damage.
Alright. Next up, we got Shepherd or Sparrow on deck.
Okay, tried but true. Gonna run the same thing.
Alright, I rolled a 12.
Alright, awesome. See what we can get. 4 radiant damage.
Slow and steady. Sparrow with the tree on deck.
So, am I flanking where I'm at or no?
Yep.
Whoop whoop. Alright. Swinging my axes. The first one is a 7 and a 14 to hit. The 14 has a +3 for a 17.
The 17 will hit. Roll your damage for the first.
Did I get that right?
Alright, and then you roll the hit for a second hit for flanking.
Got an 11 and 8.
That will not hit on either. The tree is now turning its attention to you since you have most recently damaged it. And that is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright. 16 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, goodbye, my temp HP that I still had.
That'll bring us back to the top of the round with Ember, the angry bear.
Yeah, the angry but still very angry. So we're just gonna keep attacking. That'll be a 14 to hit.
Alright, that'll hit.
Great. This is the brown bear bite, taking a big chunk out. Be 6 piercing damage.
Alright. Second attack.
And attack number 2, a nat 20.
Beautiful.
And this, now that we've entered it correctly. Uh, 10 slashing damage.
As you want to describe how you destroy the second tree with that slash?
Yeah, so this is a very angry bear, so we're going up on the hind legs, like multiple just claws, ripping all the lower branches down as we go. While
Marvelous.
roaring.
Alright, well you are out of combat now.
Ember, as bear, is still destroying the tree and ripping it limb from limb.
I'm going to turn to the little pig girl.
Who's backing
And-
away very slowly, trying to not draw attention to herself.
And lean over her very menacingly because she has pissed me off.
And I will stare eye to eye very menacingly.
Precisely what did you expect to accomplish with that little trick?
What?
Don't play innocent with me.
Which one was Mr. Bubbles?
She points over there.
Are you sad that your friends are dead?
Yes.
What are you going to do about your mask now, pig girl?
She peels the pig mask off and tosses it to the ground.
What about your pig hand?
It's actually not a pig hand, it's an illusion, and she shakes it off.
What are you?
So she is a race that you may not have encountered, so I need you to roll a wisdom.
Little wisdom. Oh,
Is
it
this
just rolled
Jeff
from a
Shepherd?
19 over to a 6.
What was that?
I did get a 20 on my wisdom.
Oh, go for it, Darmyl.
Darmyl, in all of your travels, you've actually seen what she is, and you know she's a Triton, or a person of the sea.
Wait, did you say of the sea?
Yeah, a Triton. Basically a mermaid who's bipedal.
What the hell is she doing here?
Hey, you're a long way from home, aren't you?
Where's she from, Darmyl?
This is the Triton. She's of the sea.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? You didn't get to pick to come to Barovia, neither did I.
Oh, you were pulled into Barovia. So what, you just created Ents? Or you befriended them? Or did you trick them?
There's no trees in the sea.
They're just friends. Well,
They're
were.
friends that you killed.
They were friends. They're gone now. It's fine. I'll make new friends.
Oh, you throw away friends so easily.
We were just gonna harvest you.
Well, look, my friend over there, Ember, she's harvesting him. How does that make you feel?
That's how the world goes. Some eat and some get eaten.
You are aware what bears think about fish, right?
No. We don't have bears where I come from. What's a bear?
Ember.
Well, thanks to them, we don't have fish where we come from.
Ember just
Ember.
moves to flank.
What do you think of fish? What do you think of fish? Do you like fish?
Ember is nodding as Bear with a big hunk of tree limb in her mouth.
As far as I recall, bears really, really like fish.
Okay, are you gonna kill me and put me on my misery, or are you gonna let me go?
What misery are you in?
I was gonna eat you, and now I'm gonna have to go hungry today.
How is that misery? We were trying to rescue you. You preyed upon us.
Yeah, we were trying to not get eaten today, so
You've
yeah.
just made me mad, and I'm really hard to get into that state. I need to breathe. I'm at a loss because I want to injure her. I want to set Ember on her. Ember can eat her.
Darmyl, this should help you a little bit, Darmyl. Tritons are known for their longevity and the fact that they can be far into their late 90s before they start appearing like a teenager.
So this is an old lady.
Yeah,
Mm.
Darmyl would be able to determine based on the language and the use and the fact this person isn't sticking to the water that it's a mature Triton.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to bow to Darmyl's knowledge of this particular race on what we should do.
Yeah. So it's up to him how he wants to play it out.
Yep.
It's tricky. You've discussed my intelligence score. What?
Do wolves have the right to kill you if you're just trying to cook them for a meal? Do cows and animals you slaughter deserve revenge for the family that you've killed just to feed your belly? How is that any different than what I'm doing here?
Quite different. First off, you named two non-intelligent things. Second, one of them we raised intentionally to eat. Third, I don't want to get eaten.
But dwarf tastes the best.
Seriously, you should just take out your axe.
It's close. Oh, we're close. Oh, it's tempting.
I say we just tie her to another tree and leave her.
Yeah, speaking of these wolves.
Yep.
I think that's the best way to, well, yeah, I mean, it's we'll leave her for the authorities to decide, and I'm pretty sure out here wolves are the authorities, so we'll see how that metaphor plays out.
All right. I want to do that. I want to tie her up to a tree.
Okay.
And if she resists at all, go time.
No, she doesn't resist at all.
She can eat the bark of a tree.
She knows how to pick her battles, and she knows one that she's not going to win.
Okay. Is there anything of use off of the end?
Yeah, wait. I want to search her.
No, search her?
Oh, you're gonna...
Yeah.
All right.
As we're tying her up, I want to...
You're going to frisk her?
Pockets and everything.
Roll a d20.
No.
Roll a d20 to search her.
12.
You find a sack with 100 gold in it.
Make your little dwarf heart happy.
Yep. I put that in the inventory.
I didn't need it anyways.
No, because you're going to get
eaten
eaten
use
by
it to buy
wolves.
some food.
I see what you did there.
Has Ember as Bear found anything useful in the Ents while tearing them apart?
Roll a d20.
17.
Yep, here's him rolling. Wowza. Okay, that's insane. I actually need a calculator real quick. Hang on a second. Alright. You find a sack on one of the two, containing a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to figure out with bare hands. But I do know what's in it, because I just rolled for it. You find a small sack that's kind of affixed to the topmost bow of the more senior looking tree.
Ember is just gonna happily carry that around. And then look in it once Ember has hands again. No sense wasting a good bear form.
This is true.
Okay.
Darmyl, before we leave, just can't resist and goes back to the Triton. He just says, "What is your long-term plan? Like, what are you doing? Are you just gonna continue to kill and eat people the entire time?"
Better than being turned into a thrall for what's his nuts. Like, can you imagine people actually want him to turn them into thralls? They invite him into their homes, offer him garlic encrusted food, which is his favorite, of course. What a cliche. And just offers him food in exchange for vampirism. Why even?
Why even? That sounds crazy to me too. But do you know what also sounds crazy? Eating people you find on the road.
You're right. They can be a little gamey at times.
So is this your plan?
Well, I plan to stay tied to this tree until some unhappy smuck can come by. And maybe I can have a new snack before I die.
She's a sassy little thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock her out with my warhammer.
Yep, she is knocked outeth.
Done with this. Let's give the wolves a fighting chance. I'm over her.
Marvelous.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
All right, we have cleared the clearing, so to speak. Do I have a volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
Roll a percentile.
Okay. Always makes me nervous when you say that. Why is this so weird when it does that? So ridiculously slow. 76.
All right, you are able to get the rest of the way to the bridge uninterrupted with no random encounters of a negative kind. At this point, before we continue on, I think that this is a great spot to stop for the evening. We are right around on track for next session to begin right here at the bridge, and I will connect with Serene on their card reading before next session. So thank you all.
Perfect.
Is this a long rest or just a short rest for night?
We are not resting yet. We can decide that on the beginning of next session.